Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Art Man back again. Um, and as you can see, we already got the wannabe Ku Klux Klan members in the fucking chat. Black people, he says black people get shot by the police all the time. That's very cowardly to say. And it's a very cowardly act. But it is what it is. What can I expect from a coward? Uh, dude hide behind no profile picture. That shit don't faze me because I know for a fact that these guys would say nothing like this to a black man's face, uh, especially a black man like me. But fuck all that. Besides that, we're talking about what the fuck is going on in boxing. And I swear to God, dude, there be days where I sit there and I think to myself, I'm like, man, so much crazy stuff is going on. What is the next crazy thing that come about? And then we get this news, man, about Oscar Valdez popping for a banned substance. But there's a lot of controversy going around this situation. One, yeah, there's a story about why it was in the system, and two, a lot of people who may not agree that this whatever he's taking should be banned. I'm trying to see if I can get my dude Lefty on here so we can chop it up. Um, he's on Twitter. He be doing his thing, and he's a respectable guy. I value his opinion, so I would like to get him on the show to see what's his thoughts on this. But yeah, I'm just letting everybody know that we are live. I know it usually take a couple of minutes before we get the chat really booming. Um, but today's been good, man. Sheesh. Yeah, shit's just crazy. People sending me messages. They sent me a message about the shit with Valdez, and I'm just sitting here like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I went out and said I spoke on it immediately. You know why I spoke on it immediately? Because the fact that this is not the first person now get caught up in Eddie Reynoso's gym. Like, let's be real, man. And I'm not trying to. It, before we even get far into the conversation, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, Mexicans, 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 they do this." Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm talking about this specific camp, the Eddie Reynoso Canelo team camp. Let's be real, yo. We we gotta be real. We gotta be real with each other. Like, this is like the fourth person out of that camp to get caught up with some shit, dude. And it's like, man, like, what's really going on? What? And that's the thing. I want to know what's really going on because one time it's like, okay. Two times it's like, three, you're like, okay. Four, four, you're like, oh man, dude. Now we it's called for investigation right here. Real shit, like real shit, man. Um, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to see how this shit plays out. I really can't wait to see how this shit plays out. I want to see what are they gonna do. Hold on, let me get my people up there. Yeah, let me get my folks up in here. Yeah. So you can't make this shit up, man. Hell no. And the reason why I'm looking down my phone is people keep on tagging me in this shit. They keep on tagging me in this shit. I want to read this shit. This is wild, man. Like you would think you would think they'll come up with a better excuse, but they reverting back to that hold on, let me fix my camera. They reverted to that that it was in the food that I'm eating or it's in the drink. Let me go to the article actually because I was waiting for this to come out. I was waiting for this shit to come out. And like I said, it's not like I'm here to hate on Mexicans or anything like that. It's just this specific camp that has all this crazy shit going on. Let's go to it. I'm on ESPN. It says Oscar Valdez A sample tested showed for positive result of prohibited central nerve system stimulant, sources say. Man, oh man, say it ain't so. Say it ain't fucking so, man. Well, let me get my utilities right. Yo, what up? Hey, man. Look, we just talking about what's going on in boxing right now. I was waiting for my dude Lefty to join because I want him to come enlighten us because he's saying otherwise. And not saying that I agree or disagree or whatever, but I'm just trying to see what's up. Said, man, oh man, what's going on, man? Yo, like that shit is tough. Like it makes you really look. It makes you really look at Reynoso's gym and think, man, yo, can we sit down and see what exactly is your method of making these fighters into incredible fighters, knockout artists and shit? Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. That fight with Oscar Valdez, and I know they're gonna say it's not for certain, but come on, that fight with Oscar Valdez and Birchup, when he knocked dude out like that, I was thinking to myself like, yo, like I wasn't expecting that, but it happened. Now this news come out, and I'm just like, am I really surprised now? Am I really surprised now, man? Jesus Christ, yo. And I ain't even trying to be like that, yo. I'm not trying to be somebody that's just like trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's like, dude, 4 times, 4 people out the camp got caught, bro. And it makes me think. I kept on posting today because it made me frustrated because it's like, yo, there's no way Reynoso don't know what's going on. You telling me you don't know nothing about nothing? You telling me all your fighters getting caught up with all this shit and you don't know nothing? I don't know. Sound kind of fishy to me. You say 3, shit. What they say? Fool me one time, shame on me. Full time, the second time. You know what the fuck it's saying. It's one of them shits. So I'm not knowing we about to be down for drug treatment. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather flock together. Hey, real shit, cuz. Hey, look, I just be thinking to myself, like, Martinez, Canelo, Neri wasn't with them yet. But you said Neri wasn't with them yet. But what I didn't like is the fact that they said, like, the WBC is going to investigate. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you see, man, maybe we do need, like, one sanctioned body that can oversee all this shit. I don't know if I just trust the WBC. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can trust them anymore. It's already been proven that these guys show favor to Mexican fighters. It is not to hate on my Mexican brothers. It's just saying, man, let's be real. WC was based in Mexico. Mexican fighters are getting caught up. He's allowing Mexican fighters to have a certain amount of clenbuterol in the system. Like, yo, think about it. Imagine if the IBF, there was IBF, right, was the belt organization involved, right? And there was a whole bunch of black African American, foundational black American athletes popping dirty, and they all fucking blamed it on uh um fucking Patty LaBelle's fucking sweet potato pie. And they're like, oh man, us brothers we love eating our sweet potato pie, man. It's just whatever's in that sweet potato pie, it keep on, it gives us extra strength and all this bullshit. And imagine that the IBF says, you know what, I'm gonna raise the level for this particular substance that's uh, majority found in fucking Patty LaBelle's sweet potato pie. Like, let's be fucking real, man. If it was some black folks doing that shit, man, that shit would have been a wrap, dude. Man, let's be real. And people like to say, oh, you race baiting. Well, motherfucker, if you know it's about race, you know it's the truth. Why are you falling for the bait? This race baiting. Let's be real. Pointing pointing out racism or pointing out racial double standards does not make you race bait. It makes you just somebody that's just somebody that can observe and acknowledge what the fuck is going on. Salute to Mexico, but this cheating gotta stop. I'm not saying all Mexicans, but it seems like most. And sometimes, I was raised on sometimes you gotta have those uncomfortable conversations. I was taught that you don't sugarcoat shit, man, because you don't want to be looking silly when shit happens. I was raised off of if you have something on your mind, speak it. Don't hold it back. Say it how it is. But some people may not like that. Some people may not like that because they don't like confrontation. Some people don't like having that conversation about, man, I understand and I'm gonna keep it 100. I've seen a couple of my Mexican people on my timeline getting fully offended of what's going on. They're like, yo, y'all need to get y'all facts right and shit. They're like, y'all need to get y'all facts right and shit. I'm like, dude, man, like, yo, dude, I get it. La Raza. Hell yeah. I understand that shit, Rob, for your people. But you gotta be real with yourself at the end of the day, my nigga. Like, bro, like, if you got multiple people popping up for this, a banned substance, it's not even the same bands, it's multiple different banned substances. I mean, the clenbuterol was the same, but this is substance is something different. The fact that multiple people got caught up, it's like, yo, we need to get an investigation. Can you, not to invade your personal space, Eddy Reynoso, but can you show us how it's done? How do you make Ryan Garcia go from being looking like a teenage boy to a fucking ripped up fucking Abercrombie and Fitch model? Motherfucker got ripped up when he got with Rendell, and everybody noticed that. Everybody noticed how fucking ripped Ryan Garcia got when he got with Reynoso. But some people like to live like this. Well, if it's not proven fact, you can't just put that on them. Yeah, that's true. I'm not putting it on them, but based off of the multiple people popping dirty in that specific camp that he's affiliated with, I'm not wrong for believing that, hey, what are you doing different from these guys? Because obviously I see videos of Ryan Garcia learning from these guys. You the little bro in the camp. They the big bros. You follow the big bro step, right? Ryan, you ever seen the big bros do shit like this? Can you explain? Have you ever seen them take supplements that they're not supposed to take? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Are you doing something different? You not on the flat tummy tea, huh? You not on that Ryan, right? You ain't on the steak. You don't eat steak. You ain't sipping the flat tummy tea. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden you got ripped. Let's move to the dough. What's going on, brother? Oh, damn, the motherfucker said I was ugly as shit. You didn't want to get on the live no more. That's fucked up. Kind of hurt my feelings. Now I'm talking shit, but he said also that fake beard Ryan guy. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. That shit's just funny style me. Like, I don't even get started on Ryan Garcia because I go all fucking day. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I feel like did you guys hear me when I was talking? Because I had my Bluetooth connected and I didn't even know. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you when you were talking.
Oh, okay. You got that Canelo shirt on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Hold on, put that on the camera real quick, man.
You see, we both
Yeah.
out here with the fucking drip. Art man, fucking apparel drip, man. Classic moments in boxing, painted by me.
I'm only jumping on here for a little bit because I got
Oh,
I got
so what you think? What you think about all this stuff going on, man? You
it's
know?
a horrible optics, man. I mean, you got three guys that are in Eddie Reynoso's camp that
Yeah,
have popped dirty. So you have Julio Cesar Martinez, he popped dirty, Canelo, and now you have Oscar Valdez.
yeah.
Now Neri, he actually popped dirty before he was on their team, before he was, started working out with them and everything. But yeah, man, it's horrible. And I feel like nothing's gonna happen because, if you look at the statement that the attorney put out, it's just legal jargon that they put in out there because, they're saying that, oh, it was out of competition, whatever. But if you sign up for VADA, you're subject to their findings.
And don't they give you a list of the stuff that's prohibited?
I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know if they. I'm pretty sure they probably do because if they are, VADA has a list of things that are banned substance according to them. So I'm pretty sure the fighters must get a list whenever they agree to do their VADA testing. So
Yeah,
it but I feel like their defense in terms of like, yeah, it's almost like, yeah, we took it, but it was out of competition, so it doesn't matter. That's kind of the gist that I got from the article from Boxing Scene.
that's you read on boxing scene. I read something on ESPN.
Yeah, so I haven't read that article yet. Mike Coppinger was the first one to come out with ESPN about the story, but
What?
Jake Donovan did an article um on for Boxing Scene, and pretty much it was a statement from his attorney, who I hear is really good at what he does, and pretty much they were just saying, oh, well, there's a threshold that you know it wasn't it wasn't a banned substance from out of competition.
Hmm.
When you're considered out of competition, so there's a period of time where it's considered like
You
within
you
competition.
just relaxing, or you in camp, like some.
Correct. But VADA doesn't have, when VADA is different, because remember, the WADA is the ones that are you know part of the, they're the ones that have different standards than VADA. VADA for them is once you sign up, it's 24/7. There's no in and out of competition. It's just when you sign up, that's it. You sign up, so they could test you whenever. Um, WADA has different periods of when you're considered to be within competition.
Hmm.
Which I'm guessing is a specific time from when the fight is supposed to happen. So
But
that's why
but
the attorney saying, "Oh, it was not illegal out of competition,
mm,
but they signed up
so,
for
so that
VADA." So,
his argument, but it's still like I'm hearing that they give you a list of certain things that you're not supposed to take. Um, my thing is how he came out and said it's because of tea. It just looks really shady. Like, dude, are you serious? Tea? What type of tea? Can you explain this tea? Can we go find this tea?
well, it's the attorneys are gonna blame it on whatever.
Do you
But
feel
I
like?
feel like
Do you think like this is enough reason to investigate Eddie Reynoso?
no, because okay, I'm not saying that that's not a reason. What I'm saying is it's not gonna happen
Okay,
because the WBC has a history of protecting Mexican fighters,
that's
regardless, and that's just the truth. There's been numerous cases of Mexican fighters popping dirty, and Mauricio Suleiman will go out of his way to defend them, to say, and I'm not just talking out of my ass. Now, Franchon de Jean Cruz, when she fought Alejandra Jimenez, right? Jimenez popped dirty for PEDs. Mauricio came out and gave out a statement saying no, she is a friend of the WBC. She would never do that, and they didn't want to strip her of the belt. I don't know if you remember that. They never wanted to strip
I
her of the
remember
belt,
that. I remember that.
right?
I remember.
So the other sanctioning body stripped her of the belt immediately. The WBC didn't want to at first, but then after they saw that the other sanctioning body, stripped her of the belt, then they kind of made her drop the belt, but they never gave it right back to French.
Yeah, she had to wait after everything, and they
Exactly.
gave it to her
Another
after
thing is
Floyd died.
when the whole I'm sorry, when Margarito got suspended by the California Athletic Commission, same thing. Mauricio came out and gave out a statement, saying that he didn't do anything wrong, that Margarito didn't do anything wrong. Um, he's done this numerous times. There was a Mexican fighter that actually got cheated in Mexico. Basically, the Mexican fighter fought a Japanese fighter. The Japanese female fighter had the gloves were tampered. The gloves were tampered, whatever. But after the fight, they found out what was going on, and Mauricio Suleiman, sure enough, came out, made a video and everything, and showing the gloves. He showed the gloves. He made a video and everything, showing how his Mexican fighter was cheated.
Mm.
But as we know, he never did that with Wilder. When there's questionable
Mm.
Fury glove incidents, so I feel like there's a history behind the WBC and backing up their fighters, and pretty much, in my opinion, Valdez will probably get like, I don't know. I mean, it looks like the fight is going forward. So
You know, and that's what I'm thinking too, because you know what I really believe? I honestly believe that these people don't want to investigate or even do anything about it because it's going to be they don't want to create that snowball effect where if this fight get investigated, well, this guy shares trainer with a guy who already got caught for peds and blamed it on, something. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez. And as much as I like Canelo Alvarez, we got to be real. Like, dude, like, man, that would be crazy if this, a snowball effect happens where they're investigating and they're drug testing everybody and they're just exposing it. But like you said, only if that happens. I don't think that shit would happen.
it's not going to happen. It's
I feel
not
like
going to happen,
they're gonna let it ride.
especially because he's part of Canelo team. Remember, Canelo's the cash cow, and
Yeah,
the WBC wants to be in good graces with him.
yeah.
So somebody in his camp, you know,
Because the coach gonna be looking crazy. It's all because it's like this. It makes you feel like, are you complicit? Because how in the hell that you don't know what the hell your fighters are doing? Are you not noticing that they're fucking getting faster, stronger, or they're looking, different? Fighting different?
and to point out something that you mentioned before, right?
Yeah,
I was one of those people that I picked Burchell to beat Valdez,
yeah,
right? Now, the reason why I picked him was because the previous fight before the Burchell fight, Valdez he looked lost. He was in between styles. So remember, he was a brawler before. Eddy Reynoso has taught him how to box better. Now, the previous fight, he seemed like he was in a limbo, like he wasn't sure
what the
what
fuck?
style to fight.
Yeah,
So he was in a limbo, and it was like, I didn't think he was gonna, pick it up that quick. I didn't think he was gonna be, make the adjustment that quick. And then he made that fight, and he completely like just the amount that the amount of improvement that he did between one camp was incredible. And I was like, holy shit, like this guy really proved me. I mean, he proved me wrong.
he proved
And
me wrong too. Just off the
so,
eye test,
you know,
I was
so I
thinking,
was like, wow, like the
yeah,
amount of improvement that he made was great. Now, knowing what now, I can't say that he was cheating for that fight, right? I can't say that he was cheating for the Barchel fight because
you
okay,
can't
they
prove.
did VADA testing, they did VADA testing and they didn't find anything. Cool. But let's talk about Barchel. Barchel was weight drained for that fight. I don't care what anybody says. He was weight drained. And he was just, I think he was weight drained. I think, whatever. He got his ass beat. But you think about it now, what if Burchell was? I mean, I'm sorry. What if Valdez was on this, on whatever he was on now, on this T, right? And this helps him cut weight, make weight, and still maintain, you know, the strength to put up a great fight. Something that maybe Burchell didn't have.
Yep. And with a combination of training, good training, you know. So it is what it is, man. I'm thinking like, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100 on my channel. I honestly think that Reynoso, he's complicit. I think he knows, and it's something that they practice. Like there's a method to it. It's not something that's just like, oh, we're just gonna do this and hopefully we get past. I feel like nah. I feel like these guys are literally like they have a method of how they take the peds or when to stop the peds and when to take this diuretic and stuff like this. Because it's like, dude, let's be real, man. If it came down to making millions of dollars, man, and you wanted an advantage and you're educated on a certain tactic that you can, get past, I wouldn't put it past somebody. But since it's yet to be proven, I can't really say Reynoso's a no, like he's complicit. I can just assume that, you know. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
put the
mean
jacket and
it's
say he
hard.
is.
It's hard to, just come out and say, oh, he's a cheater, and they know they're cheating, whatever, whatever. Um, I just feel that um, it's it's the third person on the camp. You know, guys have to be responsible for what goes into their bodies, and regardless, I mean, you know, Canelo is arguably the face of boxing, and he has the resources to have a chef and make sure that the food source coming from a clean place, that there's no contamination in your food. You
Mhm.
know, the Julio Cesar Martinez, fine. He wasn't a big guy, whatever. He wasn't in terms of like, he didn't have the financial backing to do all these things, but Canelo had no excuses. Oscar Valdez, he's a known guy. He was a two-time Mexican Olympian. He's known. I think he was sponsored by Gatorade, so he's got the resources. There's no excuses for failing a PED test or making pretend that it probably came from this tea. Get the fuck out of here.
This tea, bro. And like when you say stuff like that, we live in a day and age where you have to tell us the name of the tea, and then we're gonna look up the tea ingredients and say, "Oh yeah, of course." But they're probably just gonna say the story and just roll on with the fight and say, "Oh, I don't like how the story is being thrown out in bits and pieces, man. Instead of just them just collecting all the data and just giving it to us. Because
Well,
first they said it's a diuretic, then they're saying it's a specific supplement. Then some people are saying, well, this organization bans it, but the other organization allows it. You know,
so that's how the stories usually come out. Nobody's gonna have all the sources at once. Nobody's gonna have all the information all at once. So I feel like, you know, and remember that the first people to know that they failed the test is the fighter themselves, the fighter in their camp, right?
yeah,
So obviously the first thing they did, which they should have done, is lawyer it up, which they did.
yeah,
So it's gonna take time for everything to come out. I just find it crazy that it seems to me like the fight is just gonna go forward. Um,
top
Based
ranked
on the
shooter.
loophole. Well, yeah, it's a top ranked card, and based on the loophole that they're using. You know.
Yeah. So when they said that the WBC is going to be involved to investigate, I know that's their champion, but it's like, I have a feeling that they're going to allow this fight, and then they're just going to talk about it afterwards, and they're just probably going to give him a bullshit suspension.
Well, somebody was saying on Chicken Talk, because I was on Chicken Talk earlier today. Now I don't know exactly the specification of this, but from my understanding, the fight is being hosted at a Indian preserve, right? So in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, when something is being held, no, I'm sorry, is being sanctioned by an Indian preservation, right?
And
So there's a loophole.
the reservation has their own rules.
Correct.
Can't even smoke weed at the reservation. You get fucking thrown in jail for like 10 years.
Well, no, not even. No, it's actually well, in this particular case, it's actually the opposite. That the Arizona State Athletic Commission or any other sanctioning bodies doesn't have any jurisdiction because it's an Indian preservation. So they have their own
set of rules, yeah.
Rules pretty much, that which is the reason why the fight is going to go forward. Now, I don't know if the WBC is going to say, well, it's not going to be for any belts or whatever, but seems like the fight is still going to go forward, from my understanding.
They're just going to make the belt vacant. That's probably what they're going to do. They're probably just going to make the belt vacant and just have them fight. Shit, let me hold on. I think somebody wants to hop on this live as well. But you said you
listen, let them hop on, because I'm gonna get off. But yeah, I think we should do this again soon, man. And I know you've sent the link a few times in the previous ones, and I've been wanting to jump on, but it gets
late.
crazy.
And why? Shit, that's like
I'm in New York. I'm in New York time, and I have a little baby, so it's hard to do it. But I had a little chance to jump on right now. I was like, oh, let me hop on real quick.
Yeah, you don't want to be on here shouting, thinking about Tyson Fury, and then she wakes up,
Fuck Tyson Fury.
Yep, straight up.
But listen, thank you so much. But yeah, we'll catch up, and yeah, hopefully we'll do one of these. You got to do one early in the day, man, where I could jump on or something.
Just early on, okay. I usually do it in the morning too sometimes, but we'll catch up.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, man. Later.
Yep. Yeah. So, hold on. Let this fucking camera get. Yeah, man. Let me play some shit. Speaking of David Benavidez, his father said some shit. I don't know. This is my first time seeing this. Let me pull it up. His father was saying something really interesting. My dude Lex, Lex always got the receipts on shit. He stayed with the receipts. Hold on, y'all. Let me.
Even the number threes, because you're at that level. You gotta fight. You gotta show the people number twos, maybe even the number threes, because you're at that level. You gotta fight. You gotta show the people that you are what you say you are, and your team. But I mean, he couldn't even stop Chavez Jr. So to me now, there are some questions to me. All of a sudden, he's Superman. I mean, he got caught with steroids. So now he's cut and he does look strong. All the fighters there in that stable look like monsters now. Look at Oscar Valdez, man. He looked strong, man. He looked really like an animal. I was impressed. But something's happening there. I don't know. Number two, maybe even the number two.
Yeah, I don't know either, brother. I don't know either, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, dude, like, come on, bro, like, the shit just look weird. And then here you have it. Look, I posted this. Somebody got fucking tight. Yo. And then he's like, okay, I see you. And then I see shit like this. the fucking monster team in this motherfucker, yo. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's just kind of crazy, my guy. I don't know, man. Let my dude up in here.
Yo.
Yo.
I just got in. I ain't heard what you said before. Kind of browsing the comments, and I see I'm gonna have to set everybody straight here because they trying to set. Cop tried to set Valdez
Set
up.
him up. You know what? Your opinion on this is valued because I see you posting your shit, man. You're a real nigga, so just say what you gotta say.
Yeah, they trying to say. I mean, that first when he said diuretics, that's an automatic fail whatsoever. You cannot have diuretics in your system. That's an automatic fail.
Yeah.
But when it was changed to this, I can't pronounce the name of it, but we all saw it. That's not even banned. It's only banned by VADA. It's not banned by any other drug testing agency until the night before the fight. So it's a legal substance by over 400 drug testing agencies. Only VADA bans it because that way they can say, we caught somebody. There's no scientific reason behind why it's banned, why they would ban it. It's just a money grab by VADA. VADA is a fucking grift. I've been trying to tell people this shit for years. VADA is not legit. You remember how VADA came about? Who all remember how VADA came about? You remember?
I brought you here to enlighten me.
Okay, so you remember when Floyd was trying to fight Manny, and Floyd would always say, I want 24s, I want Olympic style drug testing. Olympic style drug testing is USADA. USADA is under WADA. WADA is the drug testing agency. They control drug testing over 400 countries, Olympics, Paralympics, and different type of sports. Like even the AIBA, the amateur boxing uses drug testing agencies under WADA. USADA is under WADA. RUSADA is under WADA. UCAD is under WADA. Every major national country's drug testing is under WADA. Nobody uses VADA except boxing. The only reason people use VADA is because Dr. Margaret Goodman's husband was a doctor for the Nevada State Athletic Commission. This shit is all cronyism and nepotism.
So you're saying it's all a money grab?
Yeah. Because they tried to discredit Floyd because Floyd was using USADA. So they tried, not only was Floyd using USADA, the United States government uses USADA to test the Olympic athletes. The UFC now use it. When the UFC had to choose between VADA and USADA, they chose USADA. It is the most legitimate testing agency in the United States. VADA only works with boxing. And the only reason VADA got up there like that is because Floyd was using USADA and everybody was trying to discredit Floyd. Only boxing uses VADA. It's a whole money grab, man. This is a money grab scheme.
So let me ask you, are you saying that or do you believe that he didn't know that the substance that he's taking is banned by the people that he signed the contract?
But did he sign the contract with VADA? We don't know that.
To my impression, I think he does. Or to my beliefs, I think he did. But I'm
trying to find that out right now. We don't know if he signed the contract with that. Where are you getting my information? I'm getting my information because I remember how everything went down, number one. Number two, let me tell you what VADA does. Me and Art, man, we should start our own drug test agency. You know what VADA does?
What?
VADA takes WADA's standards. They take WADA's drug collection standards. They take WADA's banned substance list standards. There's no difference between WADA's list and VADA's list. They take WADA's banned substances standards, and then they apply their own rules to it. They're not a signatory of WADA. They apply their own rules to what WADA has already ruled. And then you know what they do? They send a DCO to go get your sample and send the sample to LabCorp. We could do that. There's no scientists over at VADA testing this shit. They all get tested by the same labs. They hire somebody to go collect your piss and your blood, and they send it over to LabCorp, the same place you go take your drug test for a job.
Let's go
There's
pull
nothing
up.
special about this company. The only thing special about them is that they have connections within boxing. That's why only boxing uses them.
I get what you're saying, brother, 100%. Because I'm not one to say, oh, no, this is not something that could possibly happen. You know, for the love of money, shit does go down.
Yeah, and Vada only came to prominence when they was using it against Floyd. When Floyd kept saying, "I want," you remember? Everybody remember Floyd saying, "I want Olympic style drug testing." Everybody remember that, right?
Yeah.
Olympic style drug testing is USADA. What up, Ari? USADA runs Olympic drug testing in the United States. That's what Floyd was using. That's what everybody was saying. Uh, all the boxing writers who hate Floyd, who hate PBC, who hate Heyman, was trying to discredit USADA. And VADA, which was run by Margaret Goodman, whose husband was a doctor for the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with their ties in boxing, everybody wanted VADA just because of their connections.
Okay, what do you think about Victor Conte?
He first of all, he's not a scientist. He don't know shit about drugs. He's a drug dealer and a tax cheat. That's it. All he did was sold the dope, was sold the PEDs, and cheated on his taxes and snitched. And he's a snitch. And one of his guys he got working for him is banned. He can't work in any other sport. No other sport allows these type of people in their sport except for boxing.
So this is what he said, Victor Conte. He said, "I personally have given athletes phetamine. I know what it means. I know what it does. It is very powerful. It is like methamphetamine." Victor Conte, the founder of Blocko, told ESPN Conte served time in prison after pleading guilty to conspiracy to distribute performance-enhancing drugs before the founding snack sports nutrition company.
Yeah.
He says, "You know why it's performance-enhancing drug? Because it's a central nervous stimulant," he added. "It accelerates your heart rate. It gives you energy. It gives you endurance. It gives you stamina. And it makes it easier for you to breathe. Your training time exhaustion will be much longer." That's what Victor Conte says.
Okay. And where did he get that from? He got that from Google. Go on Google and you're gonna see the exact same damn thing that he just said. Because I had to look it up myself, and when I saw his statement, I said, "This nigga just got this shit from Google."
But he says, "I personally given athletes this phetamine." I mean, that sounds pretty like he'll go out there and lie like that. I mean, why would you lie?
I mean, because he loves to get his name printed in paper, because he loves to act like he's something. Like I said, the dude isn't even, he's nothing but a drug dealing tax cheat. That's all he is. He had no hand in making it clear when he's making that EPO. He was just the one selling it to everybody. He's not a scientist. Memo Heredia is a scientist.
So I most definitely hear that, and I'm gonna be open-minded. I think to myself, why did the writer of this article, Mike Coppinger, go to Victor Conte
because he's boxing's go-to, because it's lazy. It's lazy reporting. He, number one, already got the wrong fucking drug that he fell for, which makes a big ass difference. It's lazy reporting. And everybody goes to Victor Conte because they're all in this shit together.
But it's just, it's kind of crazy to me to believe that ESPN is involved, because it's like, this is a top rank event, which ESPN is going to, that's the parent company. Why would ESPN sabotage their own fighter?
No, it was sloppy journalism by Coppinger, who is known to, I mean, this is par for the course with Coppinger. It's nothing new with him.
Yeah, I feel like Coppinger gets these assignments.
And right now, everybody's going to give him the scoop because he's at the biggest platform.
Yeah.
He's at ESPN. He's at the biggest platform. So, of course, he's going to get the scoop first. But it's all, man, that's what I'm telling you. Let me see. Who is this in there talking about why do I trust? It's not about I'm trusting Valdez. Why do you trust VADA over 400 other drug testing agencies? Why is VADA the only one that has the standard and nobody else has the standard? What do they know? What do they know? What do they know that nobody else knows? That the whole scientific community has come to a consensus and said this drug is not banned out of competition. VADA by itself says this drug is banned out of competition. Why are they the outlier? Show me any scientific research that VADA has done, which they hasn't, that goes against the scientific community's consensus.
my thing is, why did Oscar Valdez sign?
We don't know if he signed. I'm trying to
I
find that out right
understand
now.
why.
I'm asking somebody that's working on that
Why,
fight if he signed. I'm trying to
let's
find
just
that
say
out
he
now.
did sign. Why would
Huh?
you sign knowing that you can't be on this performance enhancing drug?
We don't know if he did.
So I guess that's why we're gonna have to see after this investigation, man. Uh, all I can say is, man, if I was on the jury, I would be looking at the whole Reynoso camp a little funny style, like, come on, Lefty,
Oh yeah,
this
as they should,
the fourth person.
as everybody should. But once again, we got to understand this is a VADA rule only. He enrolled in a WBC clean boxing program. You got the WBC clean boxing program, then you have VADA testing, which is something totally different.
My dude Straight Convo said, yes, he did. ESPN said he enrolled in VADA.
Excuse me. ESPN also said he failed to test for a diuretic. I'm gonna go with my source who's working on the fight, and not somebody with that just fucked up the whole story and had everybody on Valdez's neck for some shit he didn't even do.
Ooh, this is gonna be tough, man, because a lot of people got mixed emotions, Lefty. It's like you're going against the storm.
I hate VADA. I ain't even gonna lie.
You say you just hate VADA?
Yes. Always hated him. Always hated him.
Man.
And like I said, it's only boxing that uses it. Only boxing uses VADA.
And nobody else.
Nobody else. Okay.
It said, didn't ESPN say that, Josh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm not going with nothing he's saying when he fucked the story up with his first reporting. Man, he fucked the story up so bad. He fucked it. I mean, you don't went from he's went from a banned substance that's banned all across the board by everybody to a substance that's only banned out of competition by VADA. That is a big fuck up. That is a huge fuck up. And he's trying to blow it off like, oh, it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. This is a very big deal. I mean, a very different from what you first reported, I should say.
But why is the substance banned?
It's not banned.
Is it not?
It's not banned. It's only VADA has banned it. Now, if he was to take it the night of the day of the fight, 12 a.m. Saturday, the day of the fight, as soon as the clock strikes, then it would be banned.
Okay, so somebody in the chat is sending me messages about what's going on. So he sent me a list of the stuff that is banned.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from VADA's website.
Yeah, it's banned from VADA. Yeah, we established that. So why is VADA's standard different than 400 other drug testing agency standards? Why is VADA the only one with this standard?
Somebody's in the back. I think he wants to join. But
go ahead.
I've never seen this guy before, but
I hope you don't put no.
Yeah,
Yo, bro. I'm just trying to think, man. This Canelo Plant fight is gonna nice to see you all, yeah.
Yeah.
This is from the UK, bro. Nice to see you. I'm just thinking, man, that this Canelo Plant fight. I don't know what's gonna go down with that. It's gonna be in Vegas, right? So all depends, man. Well, what are you guys? What fight are you guys on about at the moment? What are you on about?
First off, who are you? What's your name, man?
My name's Phil, man. Philip. So nice to meet you, bro. I've just been working in London all day, bro. So I'm just chilling out and keeping it real, man. Keeping it.
Look, we're not about to be going back and forth checking the IG. Why don't you just click the link and you get on here and you explain your case? I don't understand why you sending him messages on IG when you can just say it yourself.
Yeah, let's get Jerome Hall on there. But
yeah.
But
Do you want
guy,
me to? You can blast me out. You can cut me off if you want. I don't.
yeah, that motherfucker's drunk. Um, yeah, he's like, I got some black folks on here. I want to use all the words I was writing down. That motherfucker wanted, man, hell no, these guys are weird. But Jerome, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you, man. Come on and speak your piece, man, because I'm listening to what the brother Lefty's saying, and I'm also going off of what I'm seeing. Now, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemist or whatever, and I'm not involved with that type of stuff. So I'm just taking in everything. But from what I'm seeing, it does look real fishy, just based off the fact that how this is being reported and how many people have been caught inside of this guy's camp.
It's better if you read the Boxing Scene article. It's way more.
It's more detailed than that.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
Coppinger fucked this story up so bad.
Why?
I mean, he fucked this story up bad.
Why is he running to get Victor Conte to basically write half of your article?
Because for some reason, boxing always goes to Victor Conte. Do you ever see anybody else talk to Victor Conte outside of boxing?
Hell no.
It is only boxing. Only they had these fucking rejects and give them a platform.
Oh, this was by Jake Donovan. Oh shit, let's see. The good brother Jake Donovan. Let me check this out real quick.
Yeah. Did Jerome jump in?
Hold on. Let me I'm gonna send it to him right now on Instagram. Yeah, I just sent them the link. But I'm over here reading this this article as well. You said Mike Coppinger on his sleaze bag shit. He a sandbag reporter, huh?
Yeah, he fucked this story up. Then he talking about same thing. No, it's not the same goddamn thing, Mike. You just went from him selling a banned substance to a substance that isn't banned by anybody but Vada. And see, and that's what got Billy Joe caught up too. Okay, I'll give you another example.
Go
on. Wilder versus Povetkin.
Yes.
They both, the drug test failed. They signed up for Vada. They both signed up. And, he failed the drug test, blah, 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 blah. Now, but when he went to get his money and they appealed his judgment, they said since the drug test wasn't in the actual contract, they couldn't award Wilder the money.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Woo, illegal the fucking loopholes be a motherfucker, ain't it?
Yep.
So
since it wasn't in a bout agreement, even though the courts had ruled that he was wrong, this is not because it wasn't in the bout agreement, which is crazy.
So how do you see this playing out, Mr. Lefty?
I think he'll fight. I don't see
nothing happening.
Yeah.
You think they suing Mike Coppinger for defamation of character?
Nah, he corrected it. But Aram did. Let me see if that Aram. Let me see. Here's what I'm saying.
It says Top Rank didn't want to comment.
No, he Aram commented in another article. I'm gonna get it. Okay, the substance, a commonly prescribed weight loss medication, is prohibited. I mean, it's allowed. I mean, it's disallowed while in competition under universally recognized drug testing standards as classified by WADA. Now, competition is 12 o'clock the day of the fight, 12 a.m. the day of the fight.
Yeah,
is when it's prohibited. Anytime before then, it could be used.
So, what do you think about? There's people saying that he did sign up for VADA, so he did know that per their rules, you're not supposed to be on this substance.
Okay. And another thing though, VADA cannot hand down punishments. Only the WBC can and the commission.
And which makes me think that the WBC, I think they're just going to allow this.
Yeah, that's why I said me too. That's why I think so too.
Because the reason why I say this is because they don't want to put themselves in a position where this becomes a snowball effect. Because, man, if they really start investigating, you know, Reynoso, even if they don't find nothing, it still looks bad, that these people have to get investigated for doping. Now, look at the people from the UK. They're looking like, man, I can't trust anything from Mexico, Reynoso's gym. Can you blame them, though?
You say what?
I said people from the UK are looking at the Reynoso gym and saying, you know what, it's a conclusion in our heads that everybody from that camp dirty.
Yeah.
Can you blame them for feeling that type of way?
I mean, no. I don't blame them for anybody for feeling that type of way. I mean, if anybody if nobody is under 24/7, 365 drug testing standards, then yeah, I don't blame anybody for feeling that way.
We got the good brother Jerome in the building.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Oh,
we doing good, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well. I was overhearing your conversation, and I believe the gentleman. Sorry, I can't see your name. You stated that it's not on the WADA's list.
No, I didn't say that.
Or it's not prohibited
until competition.
It's not. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Until competition.
Doesn't that align with VADA then?
No, VADA bans it. Has a zero tolerance ban. WADA is allowed up until competition, which is 12 a.m. the day of the fight. From 11:59 when the clock strikes 12, then. And that's the standard by WADA, which oversees over 400 drug testing agencies. For some reason, VADA is the only one with their own rules. Like I told you, the only thing VADA does is take WADA's rules, take their collection standards, send out DCOs, go get samples, send them to the lab core. That's what WADA does. That's what VADA does.
Well, I mean, we'll have to compare every other agency as well and see if they if they also have taken what WADA
their rules. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Every other agency or the 400 I keep mentioning. They're all what you call signatories. They're signatories of WADA. WADA is the main company. The drug test agencies like USADA, UCAD, USADA, the AIBA, amateur boxing, the Paralympics, the Olympics, the kickball federation, the judo, the karate. All of these companies are under WADA, and they all go by WADA rules.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. VADA is not a signatory of WADA for some reason. I know the reason why is because they can tweak WADA rules to get more. To say, see, we caught them, like they just did in this situation. We caught another drug cheat. When under anybody else, this is not a fail.
But my question is this particular substance, does it not give you special abilities?
It suppresses your appetite to help you lose weight,
and it also increases your heart rhythm. Conte tried to make it seem a lot more
like it gives you superhuman strength.
But this is extremely dangerous though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yes it is.
No, it's not. It's the same shit. It's the same shit that's in it depends on which levels. I mean, shit, caffeine is extremely dangerous at a high level. It depends on which level. And his lawyer is saying it was not. It was his lawyer. We don't know what the levels it was found yet. So we got to remember that his lawyer said, as far as we know from his lawyer, it was not a high level.
Yeah. Okay. And it's also something that has to be prescribed by a doctor as well.
But he said he found it in tea, and now Lefty. Now you know that does sound crazy to us when you say tea because it makes us think.
I mean, what do you think? What do these? That's the same shit that's in these IG models tea. That flat tummy tea they be selling.
And that's what I'm thinking in my head as well. I'm like, damn, brother, you taking flat tummy tea?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Man, this shit is just, I just want to know what they're gonna say because I have my opinions, you have your opinion, and Brother Jerron has his own opinion.
I think they go. I think that article I just sent you, that was Bob Arum. I think they're gonna let it go.
Yeah, they're gonna let it go. I mean, VADA can't suspend them. All they do is report the findings. They have they cannot suspend them at all. Now the Athletic Commission in Arizona can. The WBC.
Actually, it's not the Arizona Athletic Commission ain't over there. It's that Native American. Yeah, the Native American Commission.
Oh yeah, that shit definitely gonna rock.
Yep.
But I'm scratching my head to think, how does VADA win in this? How does VADA win in this situation though?
I mean, but they're not about winning. They can say this is what it gives VADA. It gives VADA to say we catch more. This has always been VADA's tagline, which if you know how the shit work, you know it's bullshit. They always say we catch more cheaters than this is play. Yeah, you catch more cheaters because you change the rules. You use rules nobody else is going by. That's how you catch them more.
I mean, I always go back to the Lance Armstrong and how he cheated for so many years, and it was WADA testing, and he was able to get away with it.
No, it wasn't. It was WADA. He would have also passed WADA testing. It's not about. You got to understand. These companies.
Lance Armstrong, he went through WADA testing.
No, I say he would have also passed WADA testing. This is what I'm saying. These companies don't. They all use the same laboratories.
Right.
They just sent your testing company is just a company like me, you, and Art Man could start a testing company.
Right.
We go out. We get a contract. We got one called Art Lefty, and what's your name?
Jerome, Brother Jerome.
Okay. ALJ Testing Agency.
Yeah.
We get a contract with the WBO. Mm-hmm. We say, okay, we're gonna take WADA banned substances. Every substance that's on WADA's list for banned, that's our banned substances. Mm-hmm. Every the same collection procedures WADA uses, that's what we're gonna use. We hire some DCOs. They go out and get a sample from an athlete. They go out and get a blood test, urine test, whatever it requires, and then they take it to the laboratory. That's our drug. That there it is right there.
Yeah.
They all use the same laboratory. USADA and WADA uses the same laboratories.
Who is who to decide what is a performance enhancing drug and what isn't?
WADA decides that.
And they say it's a stimulant. That's what they say it is.
WADA decides that. Now, the difference is they say this drug is only banned during this time. VADA says no, it's going to be banned at all times.
I mean, I can agree. I don't see why not. I mean, if you're gonna cut weight, cut it.
Okay,
I mean,
WADA has made WADA. I put it to you this way.
I mean,
I'll put it to you this way. WADA made their decision based on because WADA has scientists based on scientific research. VADA has no scientists. They made their decision based on money. There's no scientific reason why VADA has said we're going to do this way different. The only way they did that, they tweaked WADA's standards is so they could say we're not like the other companies.
Yeah, I mean, you see that a lot. Well, any kind of
and you know that, but this is my thing. What I keep trying to get people to realize. You notice only boxing uses VADA, nobody else.
I mean, yeah, boxing and MMA.
No, MMA uses USADA.
Some MMA organizations use VADA.
Like Bellator, probably.
Bellator does? Oh, okay, I wasn't sure about Bellator. And the thing about it with USADA and UFC, they are allowed to hand down punishments. While VADA can't.
But my thing is just like, this is my argument, Lefty, because I'm not a scientist, but
me either.
I'm just saying, if you knew that this was prohibited, why would you still use it? Because don't they give you a sheet of everything that's illegal?
Yes.
Or banned?
Yes, they do.
It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. It's like, if they say, if you're just at your job, they say you can't smoke weed, but and you still go in there and smoke weed. It's like you can't really get upset if they let you go, because it's like, damn.
Yeah.
You agreed. You signed. You signed the paperwork saying you agreed.
Yeah, but again, it's not VADA's decision to decide what happens.
So
as far as punishment,
is your argument is that VADA or whatever that company is that you're accusing shouldn't be honored? Their words shouldn't be something that we should hold accountable.
Yeah, mine is.
But you're not denying that this is an illegal substance, or you're not denying that this is a performance enhancing drug, like it makes you stronger, faster, or whatever. It gives you.
I'm not denying that during competition it can give you advantages in competition.
And that, I feel like that's where we all need to talk about it. Like, we need to set a standard of what's allowed and what isn't, because it's like, dude,
it is a standard, but that's what I'm saying. If let's say if USADA tested him, if that test would have been done by USADA, nothing. There would have been nothing. If it had been done by UCAD, it would have been nothing. If it had been done by I forgot that testing agency that Eddie Hearn used for Jacobs and Chavez Jr., nothing would have been done about it. It's only VADA with these weird ass rules where they just make up their own shit.
So do they get incentivized if they catch people taking?
Yeah, it incentivizes their reputation.
Okay.
I mean, you got to really go back and
you're gonna be looking real crazy if they get proven to be false.
No, it's not about being proven to be false or not. It's just about the way they make up their own rules. They can interpret what's, why everybody else is saying, well, this isn't banned at this point. They can say, well, it is under our rules. It's banned at this point.
But I mean, WADA doesn't. I mean, WADA lays the groundwork. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You have the ability to expand on the policy, or not.
You break it.
You
break. You say that again.
WADA's laid down the groundwork, but these other agencies have the ability to expand on these policies that they
not if they're not WADA signatories, and all these other companies are signatories of WADA. VADA is not a signatory of WADA, even though they use WADA. They use everything. This is the difference. WADA standards are set in science, so VADA uses those standards, which are scientific standards. But they change shit like this with no scientific reasoning behind it. That's what bothers me. If you're going to change it, you got to say, okay, this is the scientific reason why we changed this and why we changed that. They don't do that. They just change it to fit.
To me, and this is me personally, if someone's getting ready for a fight and he's in a training camp leading up to a fight, to me, I consider that he's in competition right now. He's getting ready for a fight and that stuff. Like, if it's say he can take something up to the point of the fight, that still gives him in somewhat an advantage. He's in competition right now. He's getting ready
an advantage over who? An advantage over who? An advantage over who? An advantage over who?
It gives him an advantage in the gym when he's trying to lose. I mean, if he's trying to lose his weight or make weight, if he's having a trouble, if he's having issues making weight, or whatever the case may be, and that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So but who does it give an advantage over if all the athletes are, if his competition has, if they're all under the same rules, how does it give him an advantage over anybody though?
So he's saying it's not because
and when he's not supposed to be taking it.
Did he use it as well? He's not supposed to
be taking it at all.
No, but that's not the rule. Is he's not supposed to be taking it at all?
VADA, right?
Yeah, that's VADA's rule. He's not supposed to be taking it at all.
But we've never when has boxing ever been under WADA? They haven't.
They've never been under it.
Yeah.
The first VADA is the first. VADA is the first. No. Matter of fact, let me change my mind. Yes, it had. It was when Floyd was active. That's all he used was USADA. Matter of fact, you can go back, and this is another reason I like USADA. You go to USADA's website, And you can type in a year and it'll show you how many tests a person. You don't even know how many tests. VADA is so secretive. You don't know how many times a person been tested. You can go to USADA's website right now and see all the times Floyd Mayweather was tested while he was fighting. All the times Danny Garcia was tested while he was fighting. All the times Keith Thurman was tested while he was fighting. It's much more clear and much. VADA is very secretive about a lot of shit.
Yeah. So are we saying that there's no element of corruption in these other organizations that's signatories to WADA? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, RUSADA was corrupt.
Okay.
The Russian agency that WADA busted, RUSADA was corrupt. Yes. The Russian agency was corrupt. They was cheating like a motherfucker. They got busted.
And so, so WADA monitors these companies.
Yes.
For corrupt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like the police police these companies. Yeah, they busted RUSADA.
And WADA doesn't monitor VADA.
Nope.
No one monitors VADA.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Woo. Well, I guess only thing to be said now is we just gotta wait to see how this shit plays out.
I think they'll let them fight. I don't think it's gonna be safe.
Honestly, I think they let them fight too. Most definitely.
Yeah,
especially the WBC.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, but
it still looks crazy though. You still have Canelo Alvarez that popped. And then the WBC goes out its way to up the levels. Up the levels. I don't even know how that.
No, the WBC didn't do that. WADA did that. We had that discussion today. WADA did that. The WBC didn't do that.
WADA.
Yeah, WADA did that.
Oh,
the
WADA.
WBC didn't do it.
And so that was in direct correlation to what they seen with Canelo Alvarez. That they
said. No, it actually started like back in 2011 with the Mexican. I think it was 2011 when the Mexican national soccer team all failed for it.
Okay.
For clenbuterol, that's when they started their investigation into what should be acceptable levels and what shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. They don't just make these knee-jerk reactions. These are decisions made over a long scientific period to come to these conclusions. It's not just knee-jerk reactions when it comes to this conclusion. That's when it started because it was happening in like poorer countries like Mexico, Latin America, and over in Asia. Because clenbuterol helps feed their population. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the same standards as the United States. They can't afford the same standards as us. So they pump the beef with clenbuterol to make the cattle grow faster and leaner to feed their population. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
so my understanding, VADA could have accepted that or not accepted the increased levels of clenbuterol.
Yeah, they could have accepted or they could not have accepted. It was up to them.
Okay.
Yep.
And it did. Okay.
Well,
to me, the reports came out. It looks crazy. It looks a little bit fishy to me. You've had people.
It looked horrible, especially when he said it was diuretics. When he said it was diuretics, I'm like, oh man, this nigga is crooked.
Even Hearing had to chime in, like, what?
Yo, man, he taking tubby.
No, Fury was sticking a needle. If you sticking a motherfucking needle in your ass, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Fury was on the motherfucking needle.
Yeah.
That shit, that's just wild.
I don't put stuff past someone, especially if they've been tested and all of a sudden like they pop for something. I don't see you've had to have this stuff before or
we all know they all we all know we kick it. We all know that they all trying to get at some type of like they say in baseball, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? We all know. I ain't saying none of these guys are innocent, but we have to go by the rules. There has to be some type of universal standard based in science. Then we have to go by the rules.
Tyson Fury said everybody cheats. They say even you, shit.
Yeah, shit. He was sticking a needle in his ass. That's blatant.
Mm-hmm.
You start getting the shit like that with the EPO and the Nalderon and the real steroids. Like clenbuterol isn't even a steroid. But it's you. I think, especially in boxing, I'm telling you, this shit all stemmed from Floyd. When Floyd was using USADA, they was trying to make it. You know how these motherfuckers hate Floyd and they hate Heyman and they hate PBC. They was all trying to make it seem like USADA was crooked, which they thought USADA, Floyd was paying USADA like a couple $100,000 for drug testing, right? You know how much USADA gets from the United States? At that time, USADA was getting from the United States government, from the government alone, was $15 million, $16 million. Why would you jeopardize that for a couple $100,000? It didn't even make sense. It didn't even make sense, but you know, and like I said, VADA, they had they're friends with everybody in the media, and they're friends with everybody in boxing, so they became the testing agency of record for boxing, which is crazy.
I'm gonna have to do a bit more research on that because he could. I mean, there's plenty of scenarios in this case right here with Valdez. Maybe he's been taking it for a while. Maybe, you know what I mean? Who knows? You know, like maybe he was just coming off of it. I don't know. But I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt though. That's what I'm not. I'm not going on that until like I do. I guess.
Yeah, Bob Arum said. Yeah, he said Bob Arum said the show was going to go on.
Yeah,
the promoter said the Top Rank on ESPN show will go on as a PED test showed just the trace amounts of a substance which the boxer believes came from ingesting herbal tea. So yeah, I don't see this shit being stopped.
Yeah, no, yeah, I read that boxing scene article, and
then he went in on Coppinger.
Yeah.
He said, Aram said that words shouldn't have trickled out from Dada, the testing overseer. He maintained to me that the drug is okay to use according to the testing agency WADA, which isn't a testing agency. Mike, this dude, the wrote this, don't know. See, that's what I'm saying is these people in media don't even be knowing this shit. He said he got it drinking herbal tea. It's absolutely nothing. It's not a PD. It's not illegal. It's nothing. There's a very light amount in the sample. He took herbal tea because he wanted to stop drinking coffee. Yes, Aaron said he talked to Valdez directly. You know, I'm not saying you can believe all this shit, but it is what it is.
Because you know Aaron. He said, we go fix it.
Yeah, he said it's irresponsible reporters do a report like that. It gives Ernest a bad name. I mean, yeah, he did fuck it up.
Yeah, he's fucking. I mean, that relationship with ESPN and Top Rank is just.
What you mean?
Man. And then you got Jamel Herring that now goes out on, Twitter and I mean I wouldn't say he blasted, Valdez, but he's also saying like, yo, this is, I mean, as a champion, this is concerning. This is to be used as a masking agent at this.
Yeah,
and I've seen the story. Like, I mean,
which he was 100% correct.
Yeah,
he was 100% correct. If that was the drug that he actually used, but it turned out it wasn't. He just he fucked that story up so bad.
Yeah. So I'm curious, and I just want to do more research on, I mean, the drug that he popped for. I mean, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand the reasoning for why Vada says you can't never use it. I want to see that. I want to understand the seriousness to why they would say something like that. Like, you can never use this
because so they can say we catch more cheaters than these other companies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why Julius said he's trying to get on our man. But I'll tell you what to do some research into VADA, Dr. Margaret Goodman, her husband, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and Victor Conte. Do some research into that. You'll see how all these motherfuckers just all birds of a feather flock together. Like I said, if we had the connections they had, we could start our own drug. This shit don't even take a lot of money to start.
So, man, now that makes you think it's like it was VADA. I mean, is someone in the pocket? I mean,
no, it ain't necessarily somebody in the pocket. It's just that they were able to get that good ass contract.
Yeah.
You know,
my mind goes. It just. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he was just able to get that contract.
Well, shout out to my dude Julius. What's going on,
What's
bro?
good, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
What's
Hey,
good,
man, ain't too much, man. I just gotta be real with Oscar Valdez and that whole entire camp, man. Are nothing PED users, and so many people because I told Art, man, I've been saying this. These are not boxing fans that are protecting them. These are race fans, man. These are race soldiers. If this was Pascal, people would have been going crazy. They was calling him
Pascal was
Mr.
putting a needle in
Cocktail.
his ass, man.
You know
That's
what
a
I'm
big
saying?
difference.
Yeah. Look, man, it doesn't matter if you putting a
does
needle
matter.
in your butt or if you putting a pill in your mouth. A PED is a PED. That's just what it is, bro. It doesn't matter if you shooting or if you ingesting. It's just like any other drug, right? So if you're a crackhead or you're a cokehead, same thing. You're still a hardcore drug user. They're drug users, man. They're just drug users. It can't be 4 fighters from the same camp that all test the positive, and the guys are doing it by mistake.
Who's the
Canelo,
4 fighter? Who's
Sanchez,
the 4 fighter?
Valdez.
Who?
Sanchez, Frank Sanchez, right? You know he a PBC fighter, right?
Yeah, I didn't know he tested
Oh,
positive.
yes. Canelo, okay. Valdez, and I can't even think of the other guy name, but it was
Martinez.
4. Yes. So that's 4 guys from the same camp. So that's not a coincidence, man. That sounds like a
Martinez situation was the same situation under Canelo, but we're not even gonna get back into that again.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I might as well just throw it out there when it's a black fighter that tests positive. Oh, they just was using steroids. These guys, well, it was tainted meat, or it was they use a tainted substance, and it's trace amounts mean to me
they all come out
yeah,
but don't they all come out when they first get caught and say they use tainted something that's tainted?
Absolutely. Or they put it on the strength and conditioning coach. That's the other big excuse. But I'm just saying, man, to me, when 4 fighters in the same camp is doing it, it sounds like you're running a PED program where you're cycling on and off of drugs. You know what I'm saying? And look, here's another thing. Why every time Canelo take a fight, it's either 7 to 8 weeks away from the fight?
Because that's how most fights are. Training camp is 8 weeks.
No, bro. A lot of people, in most of his fights are always short notice type fights, 7 to 8 weeks away, because he always going through some type of negotiation hitch. You can't be having negotiation problems in every single fight.
Like what name is fights that was short notice?
The Callum Smith fight happened quickly.
Okay.
The Kovalev fight. PJ Saunders. Yeah.
Wait, let's go Callum Smith. Callum Smith was short notice because of why?
You tell me.
Because he had just gotten out of his Golden Boy contract, right?
Okay. Man, like I said, bro, it's always an excuse, man.
No, it's not an excuse. It's what actually happened. He had just got out of his Golden Boy contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't fought in over a year, right? He tried to fight. He tried to fight Caleb Plant in December, but Fox told them. You keep saying okay, but let me say what I'm saying. Fox told them we can't do that in December because just for the same reason they told Wilder and Fury they can't go in December because of the football schedule. So he said, okay, well, he went to the zone and said, well, can y'all give me a fight? They gave him Callum Smith. Okay, the Billy Joe Sanders fight was made before the Yildirim fight. So that wasn't short notice. The Yildirim fight was in February. Billy Joe Sanders was in May.
When did they start testing for the BJ Sanders fight?
It's on my Twitter. I put it all on my Twitter. I wrote it. This testing for Smith and Plant. I mean for Plant and Canelo is the earliest Canelo has been enrolled in VADA since before the second Triple G fight.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I think that those guys are cycling on and off, and look, and I say this right here too. the guy been wearing a knee pad. I'm just using for example, a knee pad, you know what I'm saying, for the longest. You know what I'm saying? He had a so-called injury or whatever, right? But my thing is this: how can a fighter who started off at 147 pounds, okay? Canelo was a welterweight for several fights. It wasn't like he was a welterweight for a week or so. He was a welterweight for several fights. And now we seeing this guy, a guy that was having guys fight him at catch weights of 155. Now he weighing in at 175. Even though Kovalev ain't what he used to be, stopping fighters like Kovalev at 175.
Hold on.
Moving up and down weight classes.
How much did you weigh?
I'm just saying.
When you were 16 years old, how much did you weigh?
That man.
No, hey, look, I feel you on that.
How old was he when he was fighting welterweight?
Okay, he only 30 now, right?
Yeah.
So he was what, 20, 21? He was fighting up until the Cotto fight. Remember? Remember the Jose Cotto fight, right? The Jose Cotto fight was at welterweight. If I'm not mistaken, that was his last time fighting at welterweight. So
how old was he? 20?
Let's go from that. That was what, 9 years ago?
How old was he? 20?
Are you talking about Miguel Cotto?
Let's say. No, he fought Miguel's brother. He fought Miguel and his brother. He fought Jose Cotto. He got hurt in that fight. I think it was 9 years ago.
It was in 2010.
Yeah. Okay. So 10, 11 years ago. Okay. But I'm just saying, man, I'm just giving my opinion. I think the guy's cycling
how old are you, Julius?
I'm 45.
Okay. When you was 20 years old, how much did you weigh, and how much did you weigh when you was 30?
It all depends on if I was training for a fight, right? I probably wouldn't be 30 pounds over my weight class 10 years later.
Why not?
I'm just saying, probably not. I mean, not all fighters do that. I'm just saying, a lot of fighters turn pro at 18, 19, and 10 years later.
He turned pro at 15. Okay. He wasn't walking around at 147. He was cutting at 147 still.
Yeah, he was fighting in Mexico though. He wasn't fighting in this.
He was fighting, yeah, exactly. And look, and he was fighting a glorified amateur career.
I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking
that Cotto fight was at super middleweight.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, all I'm saying, I mean, that's more the point I'm making. I mean, the guy that moved up.
He's 20 years. He's 20 years old, and he's moved up. He's 20 years old, and now he's 30 years old, and he's moved up from 20 years
47.
old. From 47 from 47 to
75,
to 60 to 68. Yeah, he's had a one-off at 75. That's like Roy Jones having a one-off at heavyweight.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Felix Trinidad might have been.
I'm just saying you got to use better. I'm not saying these niggas is clean. I'm just saying you use an elementary argument. And
but here's the thing. What more? He's already popped dirty. So why would you try to be educated about something that's already been done?
Because
I can be elementary. He tested positive,
I like to know
right?
what I'm talking about. I don't like being ignorant. I like to know what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't think it's an ignorant statement when
I'm a very skeptical person. I don't believe nothing.
Okay, well, he did test positive, right?
I like to get into the meat and I like to get into the meat of details. Because
just asking a question, brother. He did test positive, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so that's elementary 1, 2, 3. If you test positive, it's just like years ago, a baseball coach, a black guy named Ron Washington, right? He was about 65 years old. He tested positive for cocaine, and he told the team that was the first time he used. So
cocaine is a lot different.
No, I'm just using for example. Okay, just hear me out. I'm just using for example. So I'm saying Canelo to me, and from looking at his team, and I'm being very elementary because I'm making A, B, C, and D. You got 4 fighters on your team that have all tested positive for some form of PED. To me, it sounds like a farm program for PED use and cycling on and off. That's me. If I'm ignorant for saying that, then maybe I'm an ignorant guy. But I know that 4 people have tested positive. So I guess I'm ignorant for saying I think y'all are all on drugs.
Yo, does he train in Mexico or does he train in California?
Doesn't matter. They do. He was training in San Diego one time, right?
Can other people talk? He starts
Oh,
in
I
Mexico.
thought you asked me the question.
Then
I
he
thought
moves
you
his
asked
camp.
me the
Then he
question.
moves his camp to San Diego. So he's doing
Yeah.
both.
Is that before?
Okay.
Is that before the Kovalev controversy, or is that after?
What?
Him training in San Diego. Is that before?
Yeah, he's been doing that. He's been doing that. He started camp in Mexico, then move it to San Diego. He's been doing that for years.
So my question is,
same way Pacquiao does it. Pacquiao started in the Philippines, then move it to the U.S.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
with him, and I'm just playing devil advocate at this moment. With him testing positive for clenbuterol, my question is, if you're training every day, you're running every day, and you're basically saying, I had a meal, and that's the reason why I popped. To me, that doesn't make, come on. That doesn't really make much sense to me and that stuff like that. You know, especially if you're training in San Diego for a fight.
No, he wasn't in San Diego when he was still in Mexico. They caught him early in that camp.
Oh, you call him okay. So
yeah.
He was still training in Mexico.
This is another thing you got to realize too. Like the tests that they be catching them on don't be like that. They don't get the results till like a month later.
So Vada just pops up on you.
Yeah.
Which I agree with that. I agree with that technique and that stuff. I agree with that. But we do get a lot of stuff from Mexico too, though. I want to say that we get our meats and that stuff like that. We do get a lot of produce from Mexico, though.
Yeah, but we don't get beef from them. That's on the banned list because they still to this day using clenbuterol. And this is the thing about it. Canelo could have. This is the thing about it. Since then, he could have tested for the same levels, and because the levels have been changed to reflect meat contamination, he passed.
Now, Lefty, let me ask you, Lefty, if that was something that was apparent in America, do you think that they will do the same for Black American fighters?
What?
Like I said earlier, like let's say,
say if a Black American fighter was training in Mexico and he got popped for clenbuterol.
No, not if he was training in Mexico. I'm saying if that's something like that, like the contamination of meat, if that happens in America, and it happens in like what, the hood or whatever, and a lot of fighters from the hood, or a lot of Black American fighters get caught up for this, substance that I'm making up. And it's found in like, let's say, fried chicken or whatever. Do you feel like the WBC or whoever will raise the levels of this specific? But
the WBC didn't do it though.
Okay, Vada. Do you think
Vada didn't do it? Wada did it.
Do you think Vada will do the same if that's?
Will Wada do the same? But Wada didn't do it. This is what people seem like they think Wada did it for Canelo when that wasn't their main motivation for studying it was the Mexico national Mexico junior soccer team. That was years before Canelo tested. That's when they started testing to figure out what is the threshold that will be meat contamination, and anything above that will be performance enhancing. They started that way before Canelo even got tested positive for that.
But once again, does this clenbuterol, does it give you an advantage over your opponent?
If you're above the level of meat contamination, the level they set it at, Canelo's meat contamination was still far below that. What it's set at currently, his test is still far below that. But he got popped under the rules at the time, therefore he failed the drug test. Yes. Same levels today, he would not fail the drug test, and it was not changed because of Canelo. This was a situation that they started. The same thing with Meldonium with Povetkin. They started that process years before.
But
he failed in what, 2016?
Hey, can I jump in, Lefty? I don't want you. Hey, Lefty, I know a little bit about that one because Maria Sharapova and those Russian athletes were all popping dirty for that drug. And listen, and let me tell you this, because they were writing them prescriptions and stuff for that drug too. Maria Sharapova, this is documented. She started using these drugs when she was 14 and 15 years old. And in my opinion, a lot of these athletes, it doesn't matter if you're from here, Mexico, Russia, wherever. A lot of these people, in my opinion, are using these substances for advantages. And they are also masking the drugs.
The difference between the meldonium and the clenbuterol is meldonium was a drug invented by the Russians, given to their soldiers when they were fighting in Afghanistan to give them extra lung capacities in the mountains of Afghanistan. That was a drug specifically designed to be a performance-enhancing drug. Clenbuterol is a drug that farmers give to their cattle in Mexico and South America and Asia to beef the cattle up faster and make the meat leaner. It's a drug used to feed poor countries. It's a drug used by farmers to feed poorer countries because they don't have the same capacities first world nations have to raise cattle. That's the difference. One is was invented for performance enhancing. The other is used to feed their people.
Is VADA? My question is VADA is VADA exclusive with the WBC, or does VADA testing happening with any fight?
Any fight. They have a contract with the WBC to test the top 15 ranked fighters in every weight class, and on top of that, they can test any other fight. Whoever wants to contract them.
So, saying if you're the IBF champion or the WBO champion, you're still going to do VADA testing. Yeah,
if you want to,
If you want to, okay.
If it's in the contract. Everybody in boxing just goes with VADA. It was this company Eddie Hearn used for Chavez and Denny Jacobs that's actually more used by more sports leagues than VADA is. I don't know why boxing doesn't use them. They're more reputable than VADA.
Well, boxing ain't never been together, unified, what I'm saying, as a whole. So, I mean, like I'm sure y'all talked about when USADA was the main, go-to, when everybody was doing USADA, and, so I guess VADA is just a hot name now.
Yeah, because it's the
Margaret Goodman, right?
Yeah. Her connections in boxing. I was trying to find the name of this.
Hey, y'all brothers. Mike Coppinger just responded to my tweet. He said it's still a banned substance. So he's still going at it, Lefty.
No, ask him, is it banned in well, it's banned by VADA. We'll put it that way. It's a banned substance by VADA. Yeah. Technically, he's correct.
It's banned.
I was trying to find the name.
Just like clenbuterol is banned as well.
At a certain threshold.
No, it's still a banned substance under their code. But
by a certain threshold, you're allowed to. When Canelo fell, you can have any. When the soccer team fell, you can have any in your body. Period. When all these South American and Mexico and Asian players were failing, you can have any. They raised it up to a level. They raised it up to a level and say this is meat contamination and this is performance enhancing.
Clenbuterol is still banned under the water code. But like you said, the threshold.
Hey man, I just think
it was called drug-free sport. That's what they use for Jacobs and drug-free sport for Jacobs and Chavez Jr.
Yeah, I think, man, that like I said, I think that these guys are using the threshold and all the technicalities of it so that they can hide their drug use, man. I mean, look, I was a Evander Holyfield fan. I loved Evander Holyfield, but I have to be honest about Evander Holyfield. He was buying steroids under the name Evan Fields. I mean, even if we like a guy, we just have to be honest. These things happen. People cheat. You know what I'm saying? They cheat.
Well, how y'all feel about this? This is my thing on it. It's a lot of drugs out here, performance enhancing, which is a good way of explaining them. Performance enhancing drugs that help athletes' bodies perform at peak conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So why not regulate these performance enhancing drugs to a safe level and allow them to be used.
Well, to me, I think
That's the
they
same.
do
I mean,
allow
that's
it.
the
Don't
same. I mean, that's the same ideology that's being used now when we're talking about people that's using heroin and cocaine and stuff like that. Like allow them to use it, but let them use it in a safe environment, so they don't overdose or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
to where I don't understand why everybody I mean, okay, a good example is like supplements, right? Vitamins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What people take vitamins because they think it helps them perform, correct?
Right.
So technically, by definition, that's a performance enhancing supplement or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So why not treat some of these performance enhancing drugs like EPO, which helps you recover faster? You know, so after you work out, your body sore or whatever, you might be sore, you got to take a day off. The EPO helps you recover faster, so you can work out. You know what I'm saying? You got to be. I think we need to be.
I
a
hear
lot
you, man, but I'm against all of it, though, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm against it unless you just are you injured or injury. I think that if you have an injury and you get prescribed something, I don't think that nobody should say anything. You have an injury, but if you doing it because you're tired and you had a long day at the gym and you say, well, let me use the EPO to get my breathing right so I'll be able to train 10 weeks or 8 weeks every single day at maximum, I think that that's cheating. I'm just being honest. I think being tired is part of it.
It is cheating under the rules, yeah. But if it doesn't do any harm to your body, why can't we use it responsibly?
I just think it's cheating, man.
Because you could call because that's an advantage for you for when you go into the fight
right.
with someone else.
I'm saying this is open to all athletes. All athletes can do this.
But my thing is, why would we open up just open cheating? Because that's what it would be. Like, we're gonna be like, okay, let's see if you're gonna be a better Superman than this guy, or if you're gonna be a better Superman than that guy.
What about like cryotherapy? That helps your body recover faster.
Okay, you talking about like getting in the chambers and all that, right?
Yeah, that helps your body recover faster.
Okay, if it's a form of blood doping, they should stop it.
It's not a form of blood doping, but
I'm just saying if it's a form of any type of doping.
Ice baths.
What's wrong with the ice bath? It's the same difference as an ice bath, right?
Yeah, but it's more effective than an ice bath. So, you know what I'm saying? Technology, we as humans, technology grows, we grow. This is not
right.
I don't know. I just think that there's a way that we can responsibly use these performance enhancing drugs at a safe level where the human body can perform at its peak at a safe level.
Well, I like the aging process, bro, in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Unless, there are very, very few Bernard Hopkins and that's for a reason, because natural deterioration happens to a fighter. And to me, that's what makes it fun, man. I mean, it was a point that Roy Jones was just
Bernard Hopkins wasn't never caught, but Bernard Hopkins wasn't too keen on taking drug tests.
Okay, well, let me finish my comment. I wasn't gonna just stay on him. I was gonna say, like, with example with Roy Jones. Had Roy Jones stayed at his optimal, say he could have stayed there till he was 42 or 43. It was a time in boxing, man, where nobody was competitive against him. I don't care if you was an elite fighter, you were not gonna be competitive. Now, could you imagine a fighter like Roy Jones allowed to use safely steroids, that didn't harm his body? He would kill people. He would have murdered people in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I just think the natural deterioration, call me old school, but I think the natural deterioration of a fighter is what should happen. It's like, it's almost like cheating, getting old. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. It should happen.
Yep. Well, I'm about to end this live, y'all.
I'm working on it, and I just had to cancel my DC show moved to.
So I'm about to end this live. It's been a good chat with you guys. I feel like we all can agree that even though we all have, we have doubts, we all know that this fight's still gonna go through.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's going through.
No matter what. And that's fucked up. But it is what it is. But yeah. So on to the next one. Shout out to
Let me ask you this. If he was fighting Lomachenko, would they allow that fight to carry on through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an even bigger. That's an even bigger money fight.
Man.
You really ain't about to. You gonna do all you can not to stop no big money fights.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right, Lefty.
Hey,
It's Lefty, right?
I got a question. Did anyone see what Michael Hunter said about Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, when he said Floyd was taking steroids, he had popped dirty for steroids or some shit.
Yeah. Did anyone did that? I mean, was that? Did anyone ever hear about a story? Any stories? Anything? I know they had an issue with him using like the
shit.
Like the IV during the Pacquiao fight or something like that.
Yeah, that's the exemption. The therapeutic use exemption. But they blew that shit. So that's what I'm saying. This when they were trying to discredit USADA. They blew that shit so out of proportion. When you get a 2, you call them over there for your therapeutic use. They test you. You got to give them a sample before you get the IV. And this is how you know he was dehydrated. Because he couldn't even give him a full sample with the he couldn't even piss the full thing with the IV. So they take your sample before the IV, then they take your sample after the IV.
Mm-hmm.
So you're tested on both sides of it. They blew that shit. So that's what I'm saying. That's another way they got body in the sport when they was trying to make USADA. You got to read USADA's response to that. They broke it down so smooth, it wasn't no rebuttal. Thomas Hauser, who hates the same man who said Al Heyman should be lynched, is the one that wrote that article. Wow. So you got to understand a lot of this shit. The way that VADA got put on is because these racist media members hated Floyd, hated Heyman, and tried to throw USADA under the bus. And VADA, everybody at VADA is their friends. So that's how that shit got started.
That's crazy, man. I don't even know how people are even reading in it. Well, I do know how. It's crazy.
Look, we need to get VADA out.
Lefty, I will say this, man. I like your
put some real drug testing agencies in there like USADA that deals with the U.S. government, that tests Olympic athletes, that tests amateur boxers, that tests the UFC instead of just raggedy ass, rinky dink ass VADA. That only boxing.
They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want the government in their business. You already.
I mean, if you really want to clean it up.
They don't want to. You know the government had them. Was it Robert Kennedy had them sitting in? Yeah. I'm sitting explaining what's going on. They don't want that again, man. They don't want that again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
I appreciate it, Art, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. We're gonna do this next time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks.
Later.
Thanks. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Art, man.